Hello there, and welcome back to Empowering Empathy. It's Mike here, it's Pete there, and we got Brian over here. And
Yes.
this is the show where we talk about the power of compassion, personal growth, and professional success. And today we're talking about recession. Everybody's talking about the nasty R word. Are we in one of these things? Are we coming out of one of these things? Are we just now entering? And what can we do about it in the IT staffing space? What do you got, guys? What do you think? What are your thoughts?
I think I don't like them.
Who likes them?
This year is. Are we in a recession? Yes. Is it fragmented recession? Yes. It's not as deep and wide as some of the ones in the past. I think it is specifically in the hiring and staffing business for sure. IT staffing across the board is in a pretty good recession. People are going to see 5 to 10% decline this year in their business. We've been fortunate to have I think we're going to end up at like a 19, 20% growth this year, but we forecasted a 42% growth. So we've seen it. So yeah, we are in one. What would you say?
Well, we're in something. It's probably a recession.
Whatever.
And the gauge that I have is how many people that I know are approaching me, maybe not even IT people, just saying, can you help me? I got laid off.
Yeah.
Can you look at my resume? It needs a little work. Any ideas for me how to get a new job? And I'm getting these kind of calls and emails from people that I've known throughout the years, probably like a couple a week. And so that tells me we're in something.
Yeah.
And also hearing clients say hiring freeze, some words that we haven't heard over the last 3 or 4, maybe 5 years. So we're hearing the hiring freeze words along with can you help me? And a lot of really good talented people out there that should be working, can't find jobs right now.
Yeah,
so we're in something.
Yeah. And the way I would describe it is, well, let's talk about this real quick. 2001, 2000, I don't know. There was one in 94, but I was just starting my career out. And then 2000, 2001 was another that was a big recession. That was even before 9/11, the recession really was hitting. And then obviously you had the housing bust in 2008. And I don't know what you would call, like you said, what is this? On paper, it's not a recession because you don't see the gross product dipping and blah, 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 all these different factors that they call for. But man, it sure feels like one. How do you feel that this compares to those other times in the past?
Well, Brian, you remember 2008? That was pretty rough.
Oh.
And I remember going into companies and having to lay off, groups of, 15 or 20 people, from our company. And that was hard. I mean, there was a lot of tears shed. So this is nothing like that.
I agree.
But it's probably, since that time, it's definitely the worst downturn that I witnessed. And it's been, 2008 and 2009 were really pretty rough compared to this.
Yeah, the way I describe it is if you see these other recessions, you see a steep like check mark down recession-wise, but it was back up somewhat fast. You even call COVID 2000 kind of one of the kind of things, But this one, it didn't drop all the way down. It's just dropped, a third of the way down, and then it just hangs there. It seems like this one's just hanging on like a bad cold, like you can't get rid of the cough at the end of a cold kind of thing. And so I think it's there. What is your prediction on when do you see kind of at least in the IT staffing business, when do you see things starting to take a turn for the better?
Last week. we had a really good last week. Yeah. Hopefully good this week too. But I'm a sales guy, so I'm always optimistic. I'm thinking that all right, we're turning the corner. Things are looking great. But I'm also a salesperson that understands that we get beat up sometimes too, and we have good things that happen, and sometimes maybe not so great things that happen. So I kind of think we're turning the corner. I agree with you, Brian. I think it's starting to look definitely better. I mean, we had our best, our best week probably in a year. And it felt great.
Yeah, so we did. We had, good. I think if I were to kind of try to figure out when what's going to happen. I think you got multiple factors. I think, yes, the end of Q3, start of Q4, I see like October and November being pretty good. But then obviously in the holiday seasons, December, even January, I think it kind of you'll see a little bit of stutter. And it all depends on, I hate to say it, but what goes on with this election and all the political turmoil that this country's in. Hopefully, the economy can just look past the goofballs in D.C. and continue to grow this economy because we don't want that affecting this business. So I think we're definitely making a turn. I think Q4 is going to, the first half of Q4 is going to be really good, but we're kind of like, it's not going to be this huge, buzz because we got this stupid election on the other side of the year next November. I definitely feel that after November of next year, we got to be ready because the economy is going to be thriving.
Yeah, I agree. I think things are definitely looking more positive, but there's a lot of uncertainty out there. And I just think the confidence level of people, again, I mentioned people being out of work that have never been out of work before.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit off right now. I think just the whole confidence of everything in the economy needs to improve, and I think we'll get there. I believe that.
Yeah, I agree.
So, in times like these, when it's difficult to really ascertain where we are in the cycle, how far down we're going, how long it's going to last, what are some of the things that we can do in this industry to differentiate and to rise above the noise? Because everybody out there right now is getting bombarded with, phone calls. Everybody's selling, whether you're trying to win a new account or you're trying to recruit the best talent. So what are some of the things that we are doing, and what are some of the things that we can, help those out there, things that they can employ to help rise above that noise?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Can I take that one?
Yeah.
That's a great question.
You take that one, and I'll put my Chick-fil-A order in. Okay. Go ahead.
That's a great question because everyone's trying to sell, like you said, but not everyone's buying right now.
Right.
So our clients aren't buying right now. That's just the way it is. So what can we do? What can we offer our clients? There's a sales methodology which we practice here, and I really like it. It's called the Challenger Sales Rep. And really what it comes down to is the salesperson really needs to be an industry expert and be able to teach and tailor, and kind of control and let our clients know what's going on. I've had, through many of the downturns, I would have a meeting with a director of IT, and they want to know what's going on out there.
Yeah.
They want to know what's happening in the industry. And if we are industry experts, we're going to be able to give them, some information that's going to help them decide on, what direction they're going to go with their business too. So I think what we try to do is, we try to be the industry experts and be able to kind of let our customers know what's happening out there, and they really appreciate that. And when the time it comes when they're ready to buy, we're there for them. They remember us. Like, yeah, I remember the guys from Golden. Those guys, they helped me out. They helped me understand what was happening.
Yeah, I would say, there's a lot of, this sounds harsh, but a lot of empty suit type A sales reps out there that are harassing our customers right now. And they don't need wine and dine and taking them. Sure, there's a few of them that want that, but they want to know the industry. They want to know what's going on. I saw a presentation years ago about this, and this is kind of how I explain it. When you start out in a new market in sales, you'll pretty much work on anything, right? Because you got to get your feet on the ground. So you work on every industry, you work on every technology, but you stay very specific to a city. But then after you start making some placements and you get some customer base, then you start getting niched into an industry, or perhaps you get niched into a technology, and you start learning about that industry and you learn about that technology. But there's only so many. We have a grocery store company that we're our customer, right? There's only so many grocery store companies in the city of Cincinnati. So now we got to go look at other grocery store companies throughout the country. So your market expands, but your niche decreases. So you get very specific in your technology, you get very specific in your industry. That way your customers see you as a power broker. You are an industry-leading expert. Matter of fact, they'll call you. Our sales reps have gotten to the point where they're calling them and saying, hey, we're thinking about buying this technology and putting it into our organization, but I hear it's hard to find talent with that skill set. Should we do it? And so power broking. And then obviously, the last thing I'll say is we don't harass our customers. We know when they need us and they don't need us. We keep in contact with them, but they don't want to get harassed by these reps. And we have very mature sales base, business development managers that know when and how to go after their customers. So that's how you differentiate, Mike. Is you really focus in on on quality and relationships, and really trying to be that power broker. What should we do? Like if you're a sales rep or even just an organization, a company in general, what do you do during this time to try to get ready for the next hurrah?
Yeah, well, first thing we do as a salesperson is don't crush the panic button.
Yeah.
So what I mean by that is we gotta stay the course and stay calm during it. For me, exercise is really important. So I get out there and, I used to run a lot and I used to run off, my, I guess, fear or whatever, but it would help me cope with it. But, what you can do as a sales organization is great time to keep training people too, to get better at what we do. And so we do a lot of things like even role playing, even with very senior level people, we're role playing. How does this sound? Does this make sense what we're saying? And just continue to improve. I came from a manufacturing background, and big thing was CI events, always continuous improvement. So salespeople need to be the same way. The scariest thing to hear from a salesperson is when they think they know it all, because they don't. So there's always something to learn. And, during these tough times, stay nice and calm, continue to learn, and keep building good, strong relationships with your clients. That's what's going to pay off.
Yep. It's like the stock market, right? Is often, and I could talk more from a company standpoint. What do you do? A lot of companies will, and yes, you do have to, manage your expenses. You do have, because less revenue's coming in. You do have to make sure you're not having unnecessary events or activities. Everything that you spend money on's got to be focused on business development. Recruiters, our delivery team, we have a heavy focus on them generating leads for our sales reps at this time. But it's like the stock market, it's the buy low, sell high. So a lot of times companies will be in the middle of a growth spurt and they go out and hire all their sales reps. And then guess what they did? They overpaid for those sales reps probably to they're at the peak of the economy at that time. So the reality is now's a good time from a company is to attract and hire good talent, because there's a lot of organizations that are hurting out there. So you're buying low because there's the talent pool's there. And you're not trying to, when the market's great, no one wants to leave their job.
That's right. That's right.
So you go find talent and you focus all your money on business development. So in the good times, you got to put money away in the coffers to go do this kind of stuff. And we fortunately sorry, I'm not supposed to do that with those microphones in my Michael. My bad.
Please don't.
Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. So there you go. Recession 2023 or whatever you call it. Blech. I just call it blech. Get out of here. Go away. And just hang in there, everybody. You gotta just retool, hang in there, and try to find peace in life in other avenues through whatever it takes. I think it's a good place to stop on this one. What do you think, Michael?
I think that covers it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. All right. Well, if you have any questions, leave us some comments down here. Don't forget to check us out next week for another episode of Empowering Empathy. We're on the same time every week. LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, all your favorite channels, YouTube as well. And we'll see you next week with another exciting episode.
Woohoo! That one.
All right.
All right.
Take care, everyone. Have a great week.
Thanks. Bye-bye.